Once I got to the back, it was pretty much gonna be over. I just had to be patient. He's a very tough and durable fighter, so I had to be patient out there, and I knew eventually the finish was gonna come.
Mm. How tight was his rear naked choke on you?
It wasn't tight at all. That's why you can see me like even like readjusting my gloves while he had the choke because I wasn't even fighting the hands because it wasn't tight at all. So yeah, I just knew that I knew I wasn't in danger, but I knew it wasn't looking good for the judges, so I knew I had to get out of there.
Mm. At the start of the fight, was you surprised with how he came out the gate, not touching gloves and then trying to go through a hook at you?
Not really. I knew he was gonna come out hard, trying to swing. He likes high-paced fights, so I knew we were gonna scramble a lot. I knew it was gonna be a high pace, so I was just gonna go out there, slow him down, and find the finish.
Do you think he was maybe too emotional coming into this fight at you?
Yeah, maybe he was from the face-off when we did the face-offs. I could tell that he was a little bit emotional, a little bit mad, and nervous. I think he was too nervous, so that's why he reacted like that. I think he didn't really handle the pressure well, so I think that's why he reacted like that.
With him having this animosity towards you and then you finishing the way you did, is this your most satisfying victory?
Um, Not like every victory is satisfying, doesn't make it more special. But I knew I just had a. There was a little bit of beef because I got sick in Mexico, and he was talking like that he came out clean out of the fight, that he won pretty easy, and this and that when the fight didn't even happen. So that's where it all started. I was like, okay, I'm gonna finish him. I'm gonna go out there and see if he comes out clean after this fight.
Mm. You mentioned earlier this week, you mentioned you want a top 15 opponent as your next fight, a big name. Do you have somebody in mind?
Nobody in mind. That's why I haven't called anybody specifically, but I do want a big fight next. Hopefully, my next fight will be at the Sphere, Mexican Independence Day. So I want to make it big and get a big name for that fight card.
Yes, sir. Congrats.
Thank you.
Hey, Raul. Was there anything different in camp preparing for Ricky this time? Obviously, you mentioned his pace and his pressure, and that's a little bit different than your previous opponents. Can you talk us through what you did differently maybe this camp?
It was a very long camp. So first, I want to thank everybody, all my coaches. I did have different coaches from the first fight that we were gonna fight and the second fight. The first fight, I was in a mountain in Mexico since January. Centro Ceremonial Otomi, 3,200 meters above sea level. Just me and my team. Ayala Lazarev from Russia, Dmitry Ushkanov, Rafael Marquez for my boxing, my father, my brothers. And for this camp, I had my father and my brothers, and included Eric Nixon from Extreme Couture, Andy Barella, Coach Crouch from the MMA Lab. So I just was able to put all that together, and I knew I had to work a lot of my cardio because I knew he was gonna make me work for the finish. So I was ready for it.
You obviously mentioned Eric Nixick and Tim Crouch. Can you talk through like what they bring specifically, like differently in terms of like a game plan or something like that?
Uh, Both of them, Coach Crouch and Eric Nixon, have a lot of knowledge on the game, so they're really smart studying fighters and breaking down the plan. And not only that, they teach me how to work specifically on that plan and uh, have different options on how to make that plan work. So I'm very grateful to be around those people that uh, share their experience with me, their knowledge. They've made champions. They've done a really good job with their teams, Extreme Couture and the MMA Lab. They have a lot of promising fighters, so I'm grateful to be part of it.
Awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Raul, right here, brother. You said in the post fight you dedicated the fight to somebody. Do you want to speak on that as well?
Yeah, Trevor Cooper, he was on my corner for my last fight on September. He passed away in Las Vegas. He was a really smart guy, a really amazing grappler. He teach me a lot, and I still had a lot to learn from him. He was the only guy that could tap me, not only because I'm talking about him because he passed away or this or that. He could tap me like, it was crazy. He could tap me 10 times in 2 minutes if he wanted to, and it was crazy. We would even play around, and I knew he was going for a triangle, and I couldn't stop it. It was just anybody that knows him knows how high level his jiu-jitsu was. So I'm grateful to just have learned a little bit of knowledge from his jiu-jitsu and made me a much better fighter. So he passed away, and I just want to make sure he's remembered.
And where does the composure and the maturity that you have at such a young age come from?
I think because I've been around the game for a long time, all these contracts, all these negotiations, getting a new contract on the UFC, signing this, signing that, talking about business over here. It's made me a mature guy for 19 years old, especially knowing like what I want in my life, what I want next, and it just made me a mature guy.
And were there any words exchanged between you and Ricky Turcios after?
Yeah, I was telling him like he was telling me all respect, and I was like, yeah, all respect, and he said that he had the same thing planned, like tell me it was all respect, and I was like, yeah. I was like, you disrespected me first, though. I was like, you disrespected me by over here saying that I pulled out this or that. And he was like, no, you disrespected me first by breaking the Bushido code or whatever. And then I was like, bro, that's something I couldn't control. I was sick, and he told me that he was sick as well. He told me he had a staph this week, his knee, whatever. But hopefully he doesn't use that as an excuse. That's the reason why I didn't step out in Mexico City, because if I would have stepped out in Mexico City, I wasn't going to bring up that I was sick. If I had lost in Mexico City, I was going to leave it at that. So, if he was really sick and had staph and went out there, I think it was just a dumb decision, So I didn't do that.
And what's the performance of the night bonus going towards?
It's going towards buying my mom a house. That's what it's going towards. When I came in the company, I bought my mom a minivan, and like I said, it's time to go big now and buy her a house.
Cheers, brother.
Thank you.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much.
Raul, one more question. Over here.
What?
To your left. First of all, congrats on your performance tonight. Big win, by the way. And on your post-fight interview, you said big behind energy. Where does that come from?
Big behind energy comes from my boy Carlos and me. It's an energy we can only, me and him only bring, and anybody around our team, we bring it everywhere. Everywhere we go, we got to bring that big behind energy, and that's the results we get from that big behind energy.
And one more question. What does it feel to have two handsome brothers in your corner tonight?
Man, it feels amazing, fuck, I don't know what to say to that.
Thank you.